Hey everybody, here's some helpful information. Check this out.
Okay, so Frank, the state of Massachusetts, they're terrible for Ted Kennedy, the Red Sox, the Patriots, and I think Dunkin' Donuts. Yeah. Their coffee and their donuts, they're both terrible. I don't know if it's theirs, but they're equally great for their food, their history, and the simple fact that they're Bostonians and their Mortgage Bankers Association, which is wonderful. That would be the Massachusetts Mortgage Bankers Association. Now, they've asked Congress to drop their whole crazy fixation with eminent domain
as a solution to our mortgage problem.
So if you watch our show on any regular basis, you probably know by now that this whole thing with eminent domain says that cities and counties can take these properties, pay them off, and then redo the loans, and then allow the homeowners to stay in the homes. In short, the cities and counties take the homes via eminent domain.
Funny thing is eminent domain condemns the property in most cases, but in the case of using it as a solution for not making your payment and avoiding foreclosure, it becomes a tool, a device, an item to be used for intent other than what it was intended for.
It's kind of like huffing gold paint. It's intended for your plastic rims, your jewelry, your wooden crappy picture frames, but then what do? We huff it.
Eminent domain, intended for one thing, has been huffed by our politicians as a solution that, let's face it, is diminishing each and every month as our collective home values increase, but more importantly, being used for solutions other than its intent. Just like gold paint, guys, it's not good.
And those wonderful, wonderful chowderheads over in Massachusetts, well, apparently they agree, and they're joining the MBA and a whole bunch of other reasonable folks in asking Congress to quit acting like Congress.
Mortgage originators don't get burned by moving mortgage-backed securities ever again, and don't use inferior products. Take a look at MBS Highway for more information. They're going to give you a nice little test drive. Click this banner on your right. Okay. So, you're a bank. You set up a loan program. You sell this to investors and those that will securitize the loans. Now, what would be an acceptable default rate or an F-up rate for your plan? Think about it this way.
At the height of this whole crappy meltdown that we just went through, I mean, when it was just like, really bad, 15% of all mortgages, well, they went down the tube. They defaulted. I mean, that at that moment was bad enough to yank John Steinbeck out from his grave to write the next chapter of the Jodes and the Grapes of Wrath.
Yeah, but that was all loans. I mean, it was the subprime loans that really got our knickers in a pinch.
Who says knickers anymore? That's fine, Frank. But first I'd say to you, they were part of the nearly 15%. But of those 15% subprime loans, I mean the bad loans, the liar loans, the unsustainable loans, 43% went bad. Okay? So the worst of the worst, I mean the Justin Biebers of the mortgages, almost 44%. That's bad, my friends. That's really bad, and I mean it.
Yeah, I mean, it was horrible. I mean, it killed the world economy. I mean, 44%. I mean, that's a level I think that we can all agree on as being unacceptable, right? I mean, I think there's no argument here.
Okay, so we understand what the unacceptable level is. So let's talk about HAMP redefault rates. How about this one, guys? 46% right now. That's what's redefaulting. They are worse than the issue that got us here in the first place.
And what makes this even more maddening, guys, is that there's a whopping $50 billion in taxpayer dollars allocated to fund HAMP, which any part of the private sector would see as a monumental failure.
But like good Americans or Anthony Weiner or that mayor down in San Diego, we just keep going along.
Hope you enjoyed that information. Again, call us or email us with any questions. My name is Eric Gausepohl for Summit Lending. Have a great week.